We're back for more Bloodletters.
I'm letting the blood.
We have a little more downtime to do. I think Sean has a thing to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm not sure
Um,
if this is gonna be I'm not sure what the form of this is. It's probably gonna be a long-term project, but I'm just gonna play it out. We'll figure it out.
sure.
So I'm gonna go back to the Leaky Bucket, which is where we met Bajjo before.
Mm-hmm.
He was tending bar.
Yeah, he
Assuming
was.
that's a good place too.
That's fine. That's in his territory, and well, it's in the Crow's territory technically, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, yeah.
And last time I was there, it was like dudes like suiting up, fully like armed, like streets were like they were clearly at war.
Yeah,
What's that look like now?
that's over, obviously, and everything's back to normal. The place is filled with regulars and operating as a normal bar. The actual owner of the tavern, Gull, is there. Gull ran the Crows before Rorik. He retired. He's one of the few gangsters that like got out, retired, bought a bar, and like did it. He won. He won being a gangster. Um,
That's what you get. 20 years in the service, and all you get is a crummy bar.
that's right. I got this gold watch and
You
this
don't
fucking bar.
you don't win at being a gangster by fucking stopping being a gangster. Loser.
Yeah, he didn't die when he was 21.
Yeah.
So clearly he made a bad choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone respects him. I mean, he's like if Avon Barksdale like ran a bar, that's kind of what we're talking about here.
Nice.
No one fucks with him, and now that the war isn't on, like everything's back to normal. Bajjo's there. He's behind the bar still. He and Gull,
Bajjo is.
yeah, he and Gull are like old buddies. Are you going by yourself? Or are you going with your fellow?
I think, well, I mean, if
fellow
you,
PCs?
either of you guys want to come, you're certainly welcome to. But I don't think I'm dragging any gangs. I just want to have a one-on-one talk with them, or perhaps several on one talk. Does anyone else want to come?
Yeah, I'll be there just, if nothing else, to sniff the truth of his words.
No, I'm totally there to make everything more complicated.
Nice. RC wanted to go by herself, but that doesn't work out.
All good.
But no gang.
No gang.
You're-
No,
okay.
I'm not fronting anybody.
Are we dragging what's his face with us?
We're dragging an article of what's his faces. Did he have anything on him that was identifiable?
Yeah, he has
Like-
his. He has a weapon. He has like a fighting knife that would be recognizable to Bajjo.
Cool. All right, so I got that like sleeved under my jacket.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think like I don't know, is there like enough sort of pseudo privacy, like say at the end of the bar, where if we kind of gesture that like people will flutter away?
I think when you make that suggestion, you guys come in and Bajjo catches your eye, and there are lamp lights in the bar. They're not like stationed there. They're just there because that's where they go to drink. And some of the crows are there, and some bill hooks are there. I mean, Crow's Foot is just gang territory. So the Leaky Bucket is neutral ground. People don't fuck with each other here. Gull has a really nasty reputation, and people don't want to cross him. But when Bajjo sees the three of you come in, he kind of like gestures with his head, and you don't go to like a private room or something, but there are booths and stuff away from the bar where you can have kind of like privacy in public kind of situation. So he grabs a bottle up as he walks off the bar and picks up some glasses and deposits them at the table, passes them out, does the pour. The savvy among you catch him doing his usual empty vessel like move to his weird cult, whatever that is. And he seems happy to see you. He smiles and leans back and doesn't seem guarded or afraid or anything like that. And I don't know what Canter's attitude is. Like, is it written on your face? Do you have the fuck this guy look on your face, Cantor, or are you
I have resting fuck this guy face.
okay?
So he might not be able to tell that
No.
I'm particularly here to be fuck you to him. I'm
He-
just
he- I think he-
always like that.
He reads that as young punk face.
Yeah.
And so he sort of
Yeah, I
he
mean,
doesn't
if he looks at me, I give him a look like stop fucking looking at me, and if
Right.
he ignores me, I give him a look like what the fuck, man.
I'm here. Pay attention
Yeah,
to me.
Look at me. Yeah.
No, he's done this his whole life dealing with punks like you. So he doesn't smirk and like chuckle to himself. Oh, what a stupid punk! Because that's the wrong thing to do.
Totally, that's very much the wrong thing.
He gives you like you look at him a little hard, and he kind of gives you a hard look back. And then when you sort of shift gears to like, don't fuck, will you fuck with me? You don't fuck with me. Then he immediately shifts gears and is like, so good to see you, lads. Have a seat. And he slides a full glass of whiskey over to Cantor first.
Damn right.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
He just plays you like a fucking fiddle.
Oh yeah,
Right?
for real. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And I remember last time we were gonna try and like toast something, and like Cantor had already shot it. So it's like we won't like worry about trying to synchronize any of that shit here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when once you've sat down, he kind of peacocks up a little bit. He kind of like looks around at everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
Crow's foot is as it should be. Blah blah blah. He doesn't say anything immediately. He just kind of wants you to see. He wants you to appreciate.
How he's got peace in his house.
Yeah, and he knocks back a shot and then pours another and.
Right.
He's a man who's achieved a great victory and is basically where he wants to be in life.
Or he thinks he is.
And you guys are his friends, and you come down and drink with him, and he's perfectly happy to do that.
Awesome. So I start by saying like, we did good. It says that I congratulate him. I'm like, looks like things are well for you. Like we did good together. It was smart that we teamed up. That sort of thing, like
Says, yes, I thought we did a fine thing. I think it's a bit unfortunate what's happening down at the docks. Truth be told, but I trust that you'll handle it. It's the kind of thing that makes a man. And he like looks at Cantor a little pointedly.
I give him my hardest "you're not my real dad" face that I can muster.
He refills your glass. What can I do for you?
things seem pretty good, except for I think you misplaced something, and I wanted to give it back.
Did I know? What would that be?
And I kind of like just sort of look around to make sure like nobody's like obviously listening in on this. Like this is kind of like the check in the room that we're not. Snoop Dogg and I say that would be, and then like Arcee was trying to be kind of relaxed at this point, and this is when she like sits up more straight and I'm like, that would be your piece of shit Henner.
Do you want to be absolutely sure no one is snooping on you?
Yes.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm happy to study or survey actually.
Survey, it sounds right. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone else want to join me when like Arcee kind of like scans the room?
No.
It's fine. I certainly don't need it, but
Canter doesn't survey.
Yeah. I mean, I'm capable. I have.
I have
I
odd
have
dot.
a die and survey.
Yeah.
So
Do you want?
this is risky.
Sorry,
Let me tell you, it's risky. The risk is people. I mean, obviously, like you might miss that people are watching you, but the real risk is people will think you're nervous and you're the type of people who check around and seem like you're afraid of trouble. If you that's the obvious complication here. Like if you're able to pull it off, you can survey the room without everyone going like, "What's the problem with these guys? Why are they why are they such cowards?" So that's why it's risky.
Yep, that's fine.
Is it a group action?
Feels like it might be. If someone's willing to throw me an assist instead of rolling,
That's also a thing.
I would also take that. If I don't know how people's stress are sitting though.
I'm at 5.
I'm at 4 right now.
Fuck that. Oh goodness.
You might be on your own, RC. You might
All
just
right.
you might just be on your own.
Okay. Yeah, let's find out what dice do when you don't have many of them. Survey.
Survey says
Risky. Standard. Submit.
ho.
Nice.
Nice.
Who's good at role playing now?
Good work.
It's because I came around to Canter's
Yeah.
way of thinking.
That's right.
All right.
You survey the shit out of this place, and no one even notices, including Bajjo.
Nice.
Yes, people are watching you. All of the lampblacks in the bar are watching you very,
Cool.
very closely,
That's good.
including one of the waiters who is not a waiter at all and is like Bajjo's bodyguard, who is like never more than 3 quick paces away from him, but seems to just be like going about his business working at the bar. But you totally pick him up. You're like, oh, that guy is always in a position to cut my throat. Yeah. I think he works for Bajjo, probably.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, so with a 6, like no one notices, and you can do some kind of pass or something to Bajjo that people won't pick up on if you want to, hand him the knife or something.
Yeah. Exactly. Cool. So yeah, so basically knowing that guy's like keeping an eye on us, like I just wait for like the moment where he's like going back to the bar and he has his back to us for a
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Mostly because I don't want him to see me pulling a knife and then freak out.
Yeah, that too.
This. Like I don't really care if he like sees the knife on the table in a second. Just don't want him to like fuck it up. And I put the knife down. I'm like, I think you're missing your piece of shit henner.
Nice. So
And
Bajjo
she's
likes
hitting
you.
pretty hard all of a sudden. It's not. It's like friendly, and like this is a problem. She wants to make that very clear.
Absolutely. And he likes you, and the way he shows it is you put Henner's knife on the table, and he just, like, close-up magic vanishes it off the table
Yeah.
so that no one sees you. Like, you did it smoothly enough anyway, but he's kind of got your back here because he's your friend and he likes you, and he doesn't want anyone in his gang seeing you do that because could be very bad for you.
Yeah.
So you are very smooth in the pass when no one's looking, and he just goes boop, and it just like drops into his lap or something. It goes away,
Yeah.
and he says, like very quiet, so no one can hear him. He says, "Do I want to know what you've done to Henner?"
He's still breathing, but he's not your man. And she's saying this like loud enough just that like Canter and Oscar can hear, but like hopefully the din of the bar. She's saying it low enough that this isn't something they're gonna pick up on. He works for Pickett, not for you. Pickett doesn't work for you either. And that old scam, well, actually, yeah, if I got RC's just doing it, I don't know. Like, she doesn't run this by anybody. She's like, and that old plan that you had, yeah, they're still running that game.
What are you angling for here, Sean?
I am angling for him to clean house and to make right by us. And I am, the way I want him to make right by us is to start moving our stuff. Because they have drug dens as well, and we have the best stuff. And I understand there's some negotiation in that we have there's spirit wardens here, so there's the whole like we have to fix that. We know about that, but there's an implicit threat here, which is that if he doesn't clean his house, we're going to.
You want him to believe that he's allowed this to happen in his crew.
Mm-hmm.
And then to kind of owe you for that information to the tune of selling your drugs.
Yep.
What action do you want to use to make that happen?
I want to use command.
Oh, do you now? You want to boss Bajjo around, huh?
I do, because I am in the position of information that he doesn't have, and I also have his man.
You do have his man. It sounds like you want a desperate command roll. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's what I want, is a desperate command roll.
I think it's great effect though, because you don't just, you're not like, Bajjo, please believe us. There's a problem in your organization. You're like, please believe us. There's a problem in your organization, which we have fixed for you, and you owe us, and here's what you need to do next.
Yeah.
So it's desperate. It's desperate. Not so much because you're commanding Bajjo. Like, he likes you. You're his buddy. If you tried to force him to do something, I wouldn't go straight to desperate. Like, he would entertain you bossing him around just for fun, probably. But you want great effect. So it's desperate.
I want great effect, which is the, like, this is how you make it right.
Yeah, that sounds fair. You're all by yourself? Any help? Any group actions?
Yeah, well, I'm with the crew. Anyone?
I got it. I can assist actually. I think it's pretty simple for me. I think I just dip one of my claws into the drink, and I draw a single line, and then I sketch out what could appear to be a mask above it, and then I dip my finger into the drink, and I draw a second line, and I sketch out what looks to be very similar in shape to that dagger that just passed, and then I tap the table twice.
Does the mask look like a spirit warden's mask? And
Oh yeah. It's very clearly like, you done fucked up once. That's an oversight. You done fucked up twice. Now we're waiting for the third one. What are you gonna do, big guy?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I wanna help too, just by the pure weight of my fucking scorn for Mr. Big Shot over here, right? Like, I give him a look, I'm just like, sloppy old man, real fucking sloppy. Like, I thought you were supposed to be the shit, and if you don't make this right, I'm gonna tell everybody what a giant shithole old man you are. Like, oh, Bajjo's losing it. Like, come on. Like, it's all just sneering, like,
Yeah.
my head, and I'm like, tut, my friend, you done goofed.
It sounds like, so Oscar, you're assisting. Canter, you're rolling a group action with RC.
Yeah, I think probably that makes the most sense.
cool.
Is it? I mean, you can shut Canter down, RC, if you want, and be like, please, no, I can do this.
I'm helping.
First off, Arcee cannot do that. That's not a thing Arcee does in front of another gang boss. I'm not sure.
Adam's like, I want to click the sweet sheet. It's a little fireflies particles.
I
have a devil's bargain for you, RC.
Oh, okay. I will entertain it.
Take a bonus die if because of Canter's help, Bajjo makes an example of him, and you could see it on his face. Like, Canter starts pushing buttons and starts being a douche, and Bajjo's been like, so far all his interactions with Canter have been like, oh, what a young pup, I've seen this before. And you see what's happening right now. Like, you can leverage his behavior to lean on Bajjo, but you see Bajjo make a decision, which is, he's not walking out of here the way he is right now.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him dead.
Oh, I'm so gonna take that devil's bargain. Because this is the thing. This is what Canter does. He distracts people, right? Like, we've used this combo many times in the form of like him resisting people detecting stuff by being ostentatious. This is just an extension of that. This is like, I'm like first when like Canter starts sneering and whatnot, I'm like no, that's okay, because it makes me look reasonable.
So Canter, this is your world. You're, as we've said many times, you are the actual criminal in the group. You grew up in the underworld. You know that you might take a beating from this, and that's what you should do as a up and coming tough gang member. You should take a beating from this man, I don't know if that's what Canter Haig does.
I
But
think.
that's
I mean, I think.
but that's
I think
that's the law of the jungle here.
Yeah. I think the thing is though, like Cantor thinks Bajjo, like he's not, it's not just fake bluster. Like obviously by even this like single fuck up, Bajjo has shown he's an incompetent pile of garbage. Like he's lost his hold. And him like
He's been tattooing demonique into himself for a while.
Yeah,
Shit's a little out of control.
he's a mess.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's gonna do it, right? Like Cantor doesn't believe. Cantor is like, no, he's gonna be like, yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Start fucking wiping my boots for me because that's where he belongs now. Because he's old and washed up. He's not the new hotness like us.
Yeah,
So
totally.
like, yeah, the possibility that there's an alternate reality where Bajjo isn't the fuck up in this situation may potentially exist in some sliver of Cantor's mind as part of an etiquette structure he understands.
Yeah.
But like, that's not where we at. We're
But-
in the world where he fucked up.
I get it.
Yeah.
Bajjo's in the world where you're the young cub who needs to be
Yeah.
taught a lesson, and you're in the world where he's the old lion and everyone's going to eat him because he's too
Yeah,
old
Totally.
and
we're
sick.
about to see
Right.
And-
where our worlds collide.
Yeah, exactly. Take that bonus die.
I'm going to take that bonus die. I have a move called Mastermind, which is I can protect my teammates
You certainly do.
during teamwork.
You certainly
Exactly what
do.
we're doing. And there's a question for that move to work.
Yeah.
Well, let's roll some dice. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Desperate command. You're both rolling. Oscar is giving someone a bonus die.
That would be RC.
RC. Okay. So RC, you have 2 bonus dice.
Oh. And great. And 2. So many things to click. All right. Well, not the crit I was hoping for, but
Still.
Still pretty good. Can't argue with a 6.
can't argue with a 6. Can't
Yeah.
argue with doing it.
Yeah.
And we were bargaining up to great effect already. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
not like, I mean, you can get great effect plus, but
Does Cantor stress you out is the question.
yes, right. I can-
Right. Yeah. What do I have to roll to see if
You're just
Sorry.
rolling. Yeah, just click command. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay. Right. So it doesn't matter any of the other bullshit.
Nah, it's fine. Yeah, you can.
yeah.
Just,
Okay.
Hey, Cantor does
Well,
not
yes.
stress me out.
you have 0 dice command.
Yeah, I have no dice in command.
Nice. Still got a 4. Nice.
Still got 4 though.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Oh, awesome.
You succeed with great effect and no compromises or complications except the devil's bargain.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it goes the way you wanted, right? Like he realizes his mistake and realizes debt is owed because it's kind of a big deal, and realizes that like saying no to you about this, it's pretty reasonable, right? Like he sells drugs.
Right.
And-
Well, saying no. What I want him to know is that if he says no to us about this, we kill Piggott and Henner and Henner. Like it doesn't mean like we're never friends again. It just means if he doesn't clean house, we're gonna do it.
Yeah. So like if he was in a position where changing suppliers would ruin his life, then that would be a different position for him. But like he needs to sell drugs and you guys are going to give him drugs, and like
Yeah.
you
it's
showed this
more-
weakness in his crew, and so like he has no good reason to deny you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think too, like for me at least, and I don't know if this is a part of the effect of the role or if it's just the way Cantor perceives it, but it's like when we came in, you know, he was here and we were here, and now it's like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he's below us now.
That's kind of how you perceive it. I think Cantor perceives that as a new change of the state of the world.
Yeah.
But what actually happened was just like a bargain was like he had the power in the bargain.
Cantor is not about temporary. Like everything's
Right.
forever.
Yeah.
Well, until it changes, and then it's forever.
Yeah,
the new way.
until Cantor decides it's different. Yeah,
But
for real.
so that's all done, and Bajjo looks at RC like you don't ask him nicely. You say this is how it's going to be, right? You rolled command.
Yep.
We're not going to kill Hinner and Pickett. you're gonna take our product from now on.
Well, and also we're not going to out you that you worked with. We're not going to out you to the gangs that you worked with the Spirit Wardens.
This is how it is now, right? Yeah. You're just telling him with command. And he takes another slug of the whiskey. He looks at RC. He says, I appreciate that, RC. You've always treated fair with me. And he takes off his vest and he's rolling up his sleeves. He takes his hat off. He puts it aside. That's a fair bargain. He stands up and he puts his hand out to like shake on it with you.
Yeah. RC kind of feels like he's like he's doing something, so she sort of like pulls her jacket like
yeah.
So like the jacket that was like slowly slipping over her shoulder a little bit normally kind of goes up, so like her full guns are visible or whatnot. Like she's not sure if this is gonna be a fight with him. But
you know what he's doing. But
I'll be ready for it if that's the case. So,
he shakes your hand, and as he's shaking your hand, he locks eyes with Canter. And the same thing happens again, where the same thing you've done with him, where you're like, oh, you're looking at me? Well, fuck you. That little thing passes between you, but this time he doesn't play your game in any way. He locks eyes with you, and he pumps the hand with RC. He lets her hand go, and as his hand is here, letting her hand go, he turns it into a hook and just cracks you right in the face.
So
and it's not a sucker punch. Like he's doing it.
Sure.
It's very obvious that he's about to do this.
I have reflexes.
You sure do.
And I have Mastermind to protect the teammate.
Everyone can beat Bajjo to the punch in a million different ways. Technically, Canter's first because of reflexes, and then RCU are your power.
That's all good. Yeah,
kicks in.
So here's what I think. The way I see it going, right? So I'm aware that a dude like Bajjo has like knife men and stuff, and that like if we counter with force, that's going to be the guy.
Right.
And I also know
it's just one-on-one unless you do something stupid.
Well, and I also know that right. So the other thing is I also know that RC's got my back. So I know that even though Bajjo was like coming at me fist wise, I'm pretty sure RC's going to take that hit. But I'm worried about this other guy, so I almost kind of want to like use this moment to go after him.
Oh,
and not Bajjo.
You can do that. Yeah, you can do that with reflexes, sure. Like, while he's shaking RC's hand in slow motion, you can just attack his bodyguard if you want to.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to do.
Okay.
And then let RC put the fucking smack on Bajjo.
Here's a very important question, Canter. I don't even know why I bother asking, but I have to.
Yeah.
How do you attack this guy? What level of force are you employing on Bajjo's bodyguard?
I really, really want to shoot him, but
I know you do. I mean, you can shoot him, but do you like execute him through the spine with your gun, or do you just shoot the guy? Like what's your?
I don't know. There's any other way to shoot a man.
This is my question to you, Canter.
Caps are a thing.
This is my question.
Yeah, but that's not what guns are for.
Oh.
Right. But I mean, the other thing is because you have reflexes and no one necessarily knows the thing. I mean, you can also like grab him and choke him around the throat. Like you could not use a gun.
Yeah, like, but I don't know that I would. Like, here's the words that we use to describe.
So
Canter Haig,
let me. So finish your thought, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say he's unstable.
He is. Yes.
He's vengeful.
Yes,
he's a daredevil, and he's not to be trifled with.
I fully agree with you, and I'm not trying to change your mind.
No, I know. No.
Let me just say this because again, you grew up here. You know the rules. If you do that, if you shoot a man, if you do anything lethal in Gull's club, you will make him your enemy in a really serious way. Now, I'm not saying Canter gives any shits about that at all. That's just a fact.
So I think in that case, it's not about guns. It'll be a knife, and I think it's gonna be like not just I'm like gently like I'm gonna cut him in a way that will permanently damage this guy in his job as Bajjo's bodyguard, but I'm not going to kill him. So like cut a tendon in his hand or something, like his gun.
Yeah, I was going to say like you like pin his hand to the table or something like that.
Not just to be like it's a message to Bajjo to be like, yeah, you fucked up. You're old and slow. Your bodyguard ain't shit. I'm putting you in your place.
Yeah.
I could kill this guy, but I respect the peace. I respect the old man you used to be before you fucked up.
That is totally playing by the rules. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you're not killing the dude.
But also, this
You're-
nobody. I want to be like, you failed at your job of protecting Bajjo,
Oh, yeah.
and you'll never do it again.
That is well within the rules of the street here.
Cool.
You can totally, yeah. That's totally fine. This is what this guy signed up for. He sadly does not have reflexes, so fuck him.
Yeah.
But like,
Sucks to be a nobody in Duskfall. When you're around a blade.
like even he wouldn't have hard feeling. Like this is the world he lives in. If you executed him, that's a Canter unstable, crazy situation.
It's not. I think
if you
it's not.
if you cripple this guy, that's fair play. That's fine.
I think it takes. There's a heartbeat, right, where like I throw my coat open and the gun is right there.
Yeah.
Like it would be so easy, and then I could kill everyone else in the room, and then I could burn this whole city to the ground. But I grabbed the knife instead, which is like next to it.
This is the same bar where you murdered the spirit warden before too. Like it happened again, but this time
Again, Bajjo's got to get his shit together. I think the thing is that I want to keep the peace so that later when this is our bar, the rules are still in place.
Of course.
We're like, because that's what's going to happen here. That's like in my mind the natural conclusion of this.
Sure. How else could it go? I mean,
exactly. We're going to get everything we deserve.
Cantor's got to be king.
Exactly.
The funny thing was that last time this happened, I don't think we quite knew that this was like the neutral ground.
Well, it kind of wasn't during the war. This is like a new thing. I mean, not a new thing, but it's a restoration of the old way. Yeah,
But Cantor technically didn't kill someone in the bar.
that's true. It was in the alley. You're right.
And plus, he was a fucking cop, so
he sure was. He sure was, which makes it kind of worse, sort of. But whatever, it doesn't matter. So
Makes it way better.
you are making a skirmish roll, Adam, to start.
I am indeed.
Because you have reflexes that's controlled. What the fuck is this guy gonna do to you in slow motion? Nothing. I think it's standard effect, which in this case is like immobilize. Like you're pinning him so he can't participate in the fight further, and potentially is like you're like ruining his fighting hand or whatever. To send a message. That's an interesting thought. I'm gonna say it's controlled to pin this guy with your knife, and it's risky to actually cripple him. So he has like the lasting injury you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
that's what I want to do.
Even with reflexes, and I think you probably want to do this, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Sure.
If you want to make a desperate roll,
oh yeah,
you can push past great effect. And like, I don't know, cut his hand off or something. Like,
I think like so the three things here are like disable him as a bodyguard so that I can watch RC deal with Bajjo's inevitable physicality.
Yeah.
The next layer would be like cripple the dude forever so that he knows and subsequently all his fellow gang members know you don't fuck with us. You don't even think about fucking with us, or you'll never be able to fuck with anybody again.
Yeah.
And then the greater effect is that like Bajjo gets the point real good.
Oh,
That
I like that.
Because the final point is like this isn't a message for the
this
next
is
guy.
about you.
Yeah, this is a message for him. It's not a message for his gang. It's like I don't care who you got. I don't care what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Whatever you got, I will take it from you.
That's good.
Because your shit is old and mine isn't.
The crippling your bodyguard I'm doing this to you.
Yeah, this is for you.
Not to your man. I'm
taking something away from you.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm disarming you. Yeah.
If you want to make your controlled roll a desperate roll,
yeah, I absolutely do.
Then I love it. It's great. Let's do it.
Right.
I'm excited about this plan. This is a good plan.
Effect.
Let's do this plan. Desperate. It's great. Like extra great.
I can't go any further on that.
You get a bonus die when you make desperate rolls. So
I sure do.
Add your bonus die.
And I'll push myself for another one.
2 stress. Do it.
Because I feel like Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Lucius, exactly. Looking Bajjo in the eye while you attack this guy. Yeah, exactly. That's perfect.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. And I haven't faced a consequence from Bajjo before, so
I don't think
I feel like everyone who's
so.
ever inflicted me with any kind of consequence I've killed, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true.
All right. I got 4 days total. Let's see what happens.
Let's see.
All right. Could have been better.
Will you do it?
You do it with desperate consequences. My favorite.
Yeah, I like it.
You cripple this dude, you pin him so he's out of the battle, and you make a point to Bajjo. You fucking do all that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is the episode where Canter is like slipping a little into like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Rather than like, haha, crazy violent dude. Now it's like I grabbed the guy and like, what does he have? Like a knife or whatever? Because you're saying he was like in position.
he has a couple of knives like hidden on him.
Yeah, so he probably has a knife like in his hand when I grab him, and we hear it hit the floor, and like that's it. Like I'm done disarming him, and then I've got his hand like pinned to his chest, and I just like jam the knife between his thumb and his wrist into his chest, and he's probably screaming, and I'm like I twist it, and I'm just looking at Bajjo while his blood is like splattering on my face. I'm like, what? Look what happens.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's definitely like a byproduct of the scene that I'm kind of like, we're going into some weird place now.
That's great. Yeah, it's perfect. So it's severe harm, serious complication, territory, that kind of stuff. Like you do it, but there's a you pay for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, like, severe harm is on the table. So let's do that. Bajjo is fast. You're the fastest. So this guy sees Bajjo stand up, take off his coat, roll up his sleeves. He comes over to collect the glassware off the table and put it on the tray. Oh, I'm doing my job. Da 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 da. Canter, like a fucking cobra, like wata, like pins the dude hand to the table out of nowhere. It just happens like lightning, and like cuts the tendons, and the guy's a tough dude, but he's like, he starts to yell. RC, you see Bajjo like accelerate in bullet time, like pivoting on his back foot and twisting into the hook. And Canter's, are you leaving the blade on the table and like pinning him with the knife and then going to another weapon or something at him? Like, so the guy's like knifed, or are you just like slashing his hand and then stepping back with your
more
blade?
like that, like snapping out and
okay, yeah. So it's just like that. It's like, and the knife's gone. All of a sudden, blood is shooting from the guy's hand. It goes limp. He drops the shot glasses. He starts to retract his hand, and Bajjo just like twists and extends. Canter, you get your knife back and sort of parry along Bajjo's forearm, like cutting a gash down his arm, and his big meaty fist just crashes into your face, and knocks your head back against the back wall, and one of your tooth gets loose in your head. And
this is what I'd like to say. Nope.
So yeah, I figured Sean was gonna step in here, but
yeah.
I'm inflicting level 3 harm. Like Bajjo is like the worst thing you want to face in a close-up fight like
I'm
this.
tenacious, so it's only gonna be level 2.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you can resist and bring it down to level 1.
Yeah.
Well, so I want to start. I'm going to start with Mastermind.
Yeah, Mastermind. That should.
Because I have the ability to pick somebody, and that I'm kind of doing teamwork with, which I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, as the question for Mastermind is, it's interesting in that Josh threw a question in there. How did you plan for this?
Yeah.
And the way I planned for it, have I seen any kind of sort of sanctity that the Bajjo places around either the whiskey or the shot glasses or anything like that?
Yes,
like,
definitely. There's a whole like rigmarole and ritual around all that stuff. Yeah.
So at some point, right as we're about to finish, RC like says, "Let me." There's a little tiny little flashback.
Okay.
She picks up the whiskey glass and your whiskey bottle, and she pours us each a shot. And then I set it down right next to him. So when he stands up and goes to twist, like there's a split second where he looks down because the whiskey bottle, she's like shifting his body and hits the table. The whiskey bottle is going to go tipping over.
It's tipping over.
Yeah. And he either has to stop or
Yeah,
even if he
yeah.
doesn't stop, it slows him for a second because he sees that it's going to like.
Totally. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. And it distracts him. Like, he's not so devout that like the flag can never touch the ground kind of thing. Like, he's willing to let the whiskey bottle go, but it draws his eye such that RC can, I assume you're gonna like interpose yourself somehow.
Yeah,
right?
and then I want to just catch his arm. I mean, RC has Leviathan blood in her that makes her really, really strong.
Yeah.
So as I see,
Are you gonna like do the fist catch move? Like,
I am going to do the fist catch move.
that's pretty badass. All right. Yeah.
Awesome.
So you're resisting with prowess.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm using armor to
Okay.
use Mastermind as 1 dot of armor. And then, frankly, because it works, I can also use Battleborn for another. I mean, depending on whether you want to say that negates it or just reduces it.
It'll reduce it. So your Mastermind is 1 tick down to level 2,
Yep.
and then Battleborn is level 1,
Yep.
and then with Canter's Tenacious, the level 1 actually won't affect him at all.
Yeah. So I kind of.
That's a nice little combo.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna let like him just sort of barely clip him.
Technically, you still take it at him as a level 1 harm, but you don't suffer the effects of level 1 harm. So, punched in the face is what you suffer, but you don't. It doesn't.
Well, the only downside is that you still have to recover from it. You still have to take a recovery action later on.
You do. It's true. Yeah. it's true.
And if you keep taking level 1 harm, then it's going to roll up eventually to level 2.
Eventually, and you could resist level 1 harm if you want to, Adam. So you don't
I mean, yeah, might as well.
actually take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be a prowess resist. So if you're doing that, then let's make your prowess roll, and then I'll narrate how it actually plays out.
Sure. All right.
I think you can just click on prowess, and it'll do it.
Yeah, and I don't have any bonus dice, so there you go.
Nice. You take 1 stress.
Yeah.
Cool. And that negates Bajjo's attack completely. So, yeah, RC distracts him. And do you actually fight him in some way, RC? Or is this all like... Well, I guess they're Mastermind and Battleborn, so you do actually kind of like get involved, right?
Yeah.
And
Mastermind should play off as maybe it was an accident, but Battleborn is definitely me like seeing it and
I think you do catch his fist. Like you actually do the maneuver where you like get your hand in the way and you catch it, and then your hand and Bajjo's fists punch Canter in the face.
Or even like I hop back and I hit the wall, right?
Oh, that's good. You dodge it and sort of like
jam my shoulder against the
jam
wall,
your shoulder in the booth.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually hurt you. And then RC, you collapse a little bit like an arm wrestling kind of thing where you're sprawled across the table holding Bajjo's fist.
Right. Because it's a bad angle. It's
Yeah.
a weird way to
Yeah.
catch it.
But Canter's like Cobra reflexes and like snaps his head back before they can connect. And you're there holding Bajjo's fist, and he's at the end of his punch. And he snaps it out and would retract it real fast, like pop, like that. But you have a hold of him, and so he kind of like jars, and you're there, and the whiskey bottle goes and
Nope.
crashes on the floor.
It goes and starts falling towards the floor, and I just catch it
Oscar catches it. Nice.
and set it back on the table.
Nice.
Nice.
And then all the lampblacks, not all, because they're not all super observant, but like some of them stand up at their tables and like whip out knives and guns from their coats, and kind of there's a moment, and Gull like is helping someone, and he kind of doesn't do anything. He keeps pouring drinks, but it's obvious that he's aware of what's going on. So there's like this stalemate moment with RC holding his fist and Bajjo and Canter's back. You've got your blade in your hand, Adam.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Bajjo and be like, it'd be a shame to make like I like see like the blood coming out of his bodyguard saying,
yeah, the bodyguard's on the floor like holding his hand, and
I'd be like,
it's like cut down like through here.
yikes.
So like his hand is like split, and he's holding it together and curled up in a ball on the floor.
I'm like, let's not make a mess. Like, I completely acknowledge we've just made a mess. So I'm like, let's not make a mess in Marvin's place.
Yeah, and while you're saying that, I'm like, I pull out a handkerchief and I like wiping off my knife, and then I throw it to the guy, like who's on the
The
floor.
handkerchief.
Yeah, like after I wipe his blood off the knife, I like flap it to him.
He actually takes it and like
Yeah,
tears it
totally.
with his teeth and ties his hand together. He's like, yeah, I don't care.
Something around my hand. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is like normal behavior here. This is how shit gets done sometimes. And so the gang doesn't just fall on you and start stabbing, and Bajjo doesn't like go crazy or anything. There's this sort of moment, and he looks at you, RC, and he relaxes his fist. It's like to see if he'll kind of like let
Yeah,
go,
totally.
and he pulls it back, and he sits back. His bodyguard like staggers up, and there's blood all over the table. And he sort of slips a little, and a lamplight comes over and puts his arm under the guy's arm and helps him. And they kind of walk off, and people sit back down, and the commotion's over. And Bajjo like does not make eye contact with Canter.
Yep.
He doesn't go back into go back to the well again.
Well, and Canter, like I assume that's because he's scared of me now.
Sure, sure, of course you do.
My assumption is like whether it's he's just disengaging or not. My assumption is like, yeah, fucking made my point. You want some of this shit?
That's right.
Yeah, don't look at me.
This is what happens. This is what happens.
I want to look Bajjo in the eye and basically convey like, yeah, I have a wild dog. Like, don't mess with us because he will go ape shit on you. Like, he is crazy, and I know this. And he killed Malara Cleb. He shot her in the face. You know, like,
Bajjo was there. He saw that shit happen.
right? Exactly. So I don't know if I can convey this silently, but we should talk with words, and you should be reasonable with me in the future, and then this won't happen again.
Yeah, I think this is all like it's a clean sweep, right? Like you commanded him, he tried to teach one of your gang members. This is the way he thinks of Canter, right? Like that Canter is like in your gang, RC, right? He tried to teach them a lesson. Like, yeah, okay, I'll play ball with you, RC, but I'm gonna show you what's up with your man here, and that did not go well at all. So he's like composed enough to not show anything, and he doesn't look scared or worried or anything like that. But the idea in his head that you guys are friends or allies in that way that he had before, where everything was sort of chummy, that's not. He doesn't think of things like that anymore. And he sits back and he just looks at you with this new level of relationship. Like, okay, you're dangerous, and I have to take you very seriously. We're not friends. You snapped him out of it, right? Like he was under some weird delusion.
Yeah.
And that's over.
I think the delusion is that any of us can be friends with anybody. Like,
Yeah.
there's no friendship to be found in this place.
No, it was weird. Like the fact that he thought that was strange, and like he shouldn't have had that idea.
Yeah.
And you just
Sad
snapped
old
him
man.
right the fuck out of it. And I mean, who knows what demon blood does to people ultimately? But
Oscar makes friends.
yeah, sure.
Sure, Oscar.
Some of them are small, creepy cats, but
So he nods his head, and Lamplight comes running over, and he says, "Make arrangements. They'll make the deliveries."
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Nice.
you look at this dude. Bajjo's like collecting his stuff and scooting out of the booth and leaving, and one of his underlings like talks to you, and you guys make an arrangement for when you're going to deliver your product and like where, and all that stuff gets sorted out. But Bajjo's just like, yeah, all right.
Yep, it's done.
We're done. These people aren't my friends anymore, so I have no reason to socialize with them. And he just leaves.
I think relationships can be fluid. I mean, I don't think everything's permanent. Look at who's Tom Hardy's character in Peaky Blinders.
yeah,
like
totally.
he goes back and forth between betraying them and being chummy with them.
It's complicated.
I think it's complicated. I think I'd like to leave us at it's complicated.
Yeah, there's no ill will here. It's just it went from like affection to like, oh, okay, we're gangs doing business.
Yeah.
He had the wrong idea about how things.
I think the Bloodletters are in some ways almost like a force of nature. Where the best you can do is be an ally, right?
Apparently, don't do anything even remotely that they don't like, because they will ruin you completely.
Yes, we will.
Maybe the Spirit Wardens will learn that lesson.
The thing about
they're on the list.
The thing about the Bloodletters is the only thing you can do is hope we destroy ourselves before we destroy you. That's it. That's all you can hope for. You just hide until eventually we implode.
Yeah.
But for now, fucking Storm Bloodletter is in full effect.
That's exactly right. You keep hitting these crossroads where everyone's like, oh, no, they got through that shit. Okay, we still got to deal with these assholes.
Maybe we can stick the Spirit Wardens on them.
Maybe the next impossible challenge will destroy them. But not this one. Who's at 2 trauma so far? Is it just Oscar?
Just Oscar, yeah.
All right. Well,
I almost said it last time.
We still got 3, 6, 8 trauma worth of life left in the Bloodletters before they get rid of you.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So do you guys want to do? Can we do the meeting with Lissa? Is it too late?
Yeah. No, let's do it.
Have we hit our time?
I mean, it's getting pretty late.
It's up to you, Adam.
I want to rush it. I think.
I don't want to impose on you.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Cool. So later that day, you respond to Lissa's summons and you go to the Crow's headquarters in the middle of Crow's Foot. Do I have it? I think I have it. Might as well show it.
Yeah.
Let me just flip over to the map. And might as well, let's see, can I do that too? There we go.
Sweet.
So this is showing the turf more or less. So here in red, up here is the tattoo parlor at the docks. Here in red is the Red Sashes school that you guys run. Off to the east over here, we have 6 towers and your lair. The Crows and the Lampblacks basically control all the gold areas. And then the blue areas are assorted other gangs, the Grinders and Billhooks and the Law, the Grey Cloaks and other street gangs like that. So that's the general turf territory. Right here in the middle of Crow's Foot is the ancient watchtower that was built long ago that the Bluecoats used to use and they abandoned. And the Crows claimed it as their headquarters. So it's like if you've ever been to Europe, I remember when I was in Ireland all the time, like we're driving along some country lane and we look out the window and there's a sheep field and there's a stone tower standing in this field. This ancient like Roman or who knows what construction, and we'd always be like, what is that? What is that? And the guy would be like, it's a tower. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's always been there.
The fields.
I don't know.
Ain't shit.
Yeah, whatever. And this is kind of like this. There's all this construction around it. There's buildings and apartments and houses and stuff. But right in the middle of Crow's Foot is this cleared area. And there's this very obviously ancient, tall spire. It's like a wizard's tower or something just jutting up out of the city. And the crows use it for their base. And Lissa has summoned you to go there and meet with her. And you do. So when you go to meet with the crows, so the crows are like Crow's Foot, this zone here, this island here. Traditionally, it's the place in the city that is sort of gang run. All the other parts of the city have different factions that kind of claim them, but Crow's Foot and the docks to some degree too have always been up for grabs. Like street gangs kind of run everything. The Bluecoats, as long as everyone is not dropping a lot of bodies or whatever, they kind of let the gangs do how they will. And for a long, long time, since Gull's day, like 2 generations, the crows have run this territory. Things got very dicey during the war, but since you guys eradicated the Red Sashes, they were the only other kind of real power. And the Lampblack seemed to be kind of cool with the crows. They're allies. So things are pretty well locked down in Crow's Foot right now. When you go to meet with the gang boss of the crows, who do you take with you? What's your posture when you go to that meeting as the currently most deadly gang in the region?
What's this here?
The crows are now tier 3.
Yeah. I think it's the 3 of us, but I think we should also bring. I mean, assuming they're not still like recovering. How's our crew? Are they all like fucking black eyed?
Yeah, they're pretty strung out. They can definitely show up if you want them to. They're not incapacitated. Weak is the condition I would give them.
Is there water near this tower?
Yeah, it's hard to see on this map, but there's like major waterways here, but then the whole place is crisscrossed with little canals and waterways.
It's up to you, RC. At this point, it's more about a demonstration than anything.
Yeah,
If shit gets real, I'll get real.
Last time we came into a new gang territory with Bajjo, we brought Cyclops and a few people, and it really paid dividends to have them hanging around.
Okay.
In case. So I'm inclined to bring not the whole gang, but some people that can stand around the doors, people that can. But Cyclops is going to come with us. But Bricks, Hicks, Cricket, a few others can be milling around on the outside, just making sure we got things covered.
So basically, we come up, but when we go in, there's fewer of us.
Yeah, exactly.
That way we can
It's the 3 of you and Cyclops.
Yep.
3 of you and Cyclops go into the room.
Yeah.
But the gang kind of is there.
Yeah.
It's not a show of force per se, but it's like a...
It's just to be like, yeah, we don't roll, and we can roll deep if we need to. Like,
Yeah, you guys are tier 2, right?
We're not nobodies. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right behind them. They're obviously bigger than you, but yeah, okay. So you make your way up the tower. It's old. It's cramped. It's medieval, right? It has this cramped, narrow stairway with arrow slits at various points, little rotted wooden protrusions at various places that used to be used, with old lanterns that are just like welded to the spot from rust and cobwebs. And you have to like negotiate the staircase with the crows' thugs and killers that are on the stairs. You have to like go sideways and press your body against the wall because they're like standing on the stairway, which is 14 inches wide, and you have to like it was like squeeze past them, and it's basically like that all the way up. It's just, this is how they intimidate people, right? You come to their place and you have to squeeze your way past all of these guys they have stationed there, these killers, up to the top, and the top is maybe it used to be an observatory or an astronomer's perch or something. It's this beautiful, open, big, tall, narrow window slits, stone archways that give you a really great view across the city. And Lys's desk is in there, kind of dwarfed in this big open space that it spans the whole top of the tower. She's there, and she's not by herself. She has her like 4 or 5 dudes standing at the right distance to get involved if stuff gets serious.
Is this observatory like, or whatever it is it like open air, or is there
Yeah.
windows?
Yeah. There's no glass windows or anything. There's kind of like there's a peaked roof, stone roof that goes down, and then a balcony around it, and it's all open. So it's like archways, and then you can go outside without a window or something. You can just walk out to the parapet from the interior, but it's one big empty space. It's about the size of a small ballroom, and it's conspicuous. It's strange. Like there's one desk in the middle with one chair, and then a couple of chairs in front of it, and there's like nothing else in here really. It's supposed to be imposing and impressive. So it's Lyssa and her bodyguards. It's a contingent of Eruvians dressed in very traditional garb, like noble finery of Eruvia, which is sort of caftans and long robes in silk, in golds and reds, hoods and veils, sashes with swords slung at their belts. There's like a dozen of them, and they're all very fancy. They look rich and important, and their leader is a woman with her hood down, olive skin, dark features, black hair, a little bit older, a little gray at the temples, maybe 50 or 60. In finery. I mean, she's not dressed ostentatiously with jewels and stuff, but like her silken robes, Canter, like holy shit, man. This is probably the most expensive outfit you've ever seen. It looks like a nice robes and trousers and everything, but it's all pure Eruvian silk. It's just like ridiculous. And Oscar, you notice, so there's the older woman, there's some obvious bodyguards, there's some attendants and sort of officials. There's a younger woman who's probably like 17. Oscar, she's Eruvian, very dark complected, kind of like Linnea. She looks a lot like Linnea. She looks a whole lot like Linnea, like mini Linnea, young Linnea. She has the sides of her head are shaved. She has this complicated mohawk, braid. She's not dressed like everyone else. She's dressed in like cool Eruvian street clothes, and she has a coil of metal wire like a whip at her belt, Oscar, which you know right away is an Eruvian like demon whip. You like crack your demon whip to make your demon attendant do your bidding. It's a Eruvian magic thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Linnea is there. You obviously recognize.
You're just like rolling out everybody.
Yeah, you recognize her. She is staring straight ahead and pretending like this isn't happening. Who else is there? Let me check my notes. I think that's it.
So let's.
No, sorry, my mistake. There's a blue coat there that you recognize, Canter, and a young Eruvian woman in her blue coat uniform holding her cap under her arm, who accosted you at the Eel's headquarters and to whom you confessed the murder of the Red Sashes. she's there as well.
So let me just recap real quick, make sure I've got it right. We've got Linnea. We've got a woman who looks like a young Linnea, who's like an adventuring garb.
Mm-hmm.
We've got an older Aruvian woman who's jacked out, super fine. We've got a bunch of other Aruvian attendants in like gowns.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Lissa and her bodyguards. We've got a blue coat that Canter confessed to.
Yep.
I think that's it. Okay.
That's everybody.
It's a big crowd.
You missed that they also have a demon binder, but please continue. 9 out of 10.
Yeah. I didn't forget that. I just didn't feel the need to repeat it.
So Lissa's there. She's young. She's